Hey, what's happening? Bellman and Kostrowski here, DFS 5-pack. Let's talk a little baseball here on the 28th of July. We got the NBA starting up ASAP. We got football a little more than a month away. And the thing that we just talked about, I think it's a great sign for baseball. I was a little nervous for a while yesterday, but they played all the games. Miami's obviously going to have some issues to deal with, but doesn't sound like this is going to affect the rest of the season, at least as of right now, which makes me a happy gentleman.
All we can go off of is what we know right now. And right now, it seems like they're going to keep playing. So let's keep covering it.
All right. Well, they keep playing. We keep covering things. Obviously, we're here to talk a little DK. Don't forget to go over and get your contest set over on Overlay. The $22 progressive jackpot has got a climbing jackpot that's now coming up to the mid 2000s. So go try to go 12-0. Get yourself in on that. Otherwise, I keep playing this $2.50 one while I'm building up my account, and they got this guy that you have to beat every single day called King Hap if you just want the $5 bonus. Just missed the top 10% yesterday, but beat him again, which is phenomenal because it feels like you can at least get to double your money every single day. It's a great way to build up your account. If you don't have a lot of extra money to play with during the pandemic, this is a great opportunity to do that. And of course, if you do have the money, go play in the $22 one and try to win yourself that $2,500.
Amen.
All right, guys. Not a fan. Skype had to do these additions, and it just makes harder to screen share from multiple outlets. A little bit different. But great time to sign up to be a member, guys. Monthly, annual, and lifetime members. The website link is below. You guys will all get information for both NBA and MLB. You got MLB going right now, which is Matt's kind of top thing. NBA playoffs coming up soon, which is probably my top thing. So we're here to try to help you win some money. Go click on the website and choose the membership that works best for you. They are all available. Subscribe to the station if you're new to it. Thumbs up are appreciated. Pitching's a little bit ugly today. The options are less than stellar. It's, beginning of the year. That's just what it is with baseball, man. They front stack like that first day with all the number ones. It gets ugly the next when you get a little bit later. So we're checking out Josh Lindblom of my Milwaukee Brewers.
So there's one legit stud on this slate. We talked about him briefly. We haven't even talked about him, on
y'all know who he is.
I love Walker Buehler. And he's firmly in play here. He's obviously not in a great spot in Houston, and I kind of thought we'd save a lot of that game for our members because that's definitely a juicy game to dive into. As far as Lindblom goes, you kind of mentioned Adrian Hauser yesterday, and he's a guy I ended up using. He wasn't amazing, but he was pretty damn solid. Aside from a solo home run to Colin Moran, he really ate up that whole Pittsburgh lineup, came back after the rain delay. And while we don't know as much about Lindblom as we did Hauser, I've heard really good things about him. He was really good in Korea. He's very cheap at 5,100. The Pirates' offense is not great. For me, and again, I don't know that much about him because I haven't seen him pitch. But from all the research I've done, from everything I've looked up at and read about him, he's just much better than this $5,100 price tag implies. And he's in a good matchup. So for me, I like it quite a bit.
5,100 against the Pirates. That would put almost anybody in play, right?
Exactly.
The Pirates are terrible. Other than Josh Bell, who, again, we don't 100% know who he is, that is a bad offense.
That was an awful loss for them yesterday, too. Their offense is bad, and I'll say I like Josh Bell, and his upside is obviously massive, but he's only had one amazing half of a season. And it was an amazing half of a season, but that's it.
It was even more like an amazing month, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe a month and a half. It wasn't an extended period of time.
Now, I actually have to correct you where you were wrong. You just said that was a terrible loss for the Pirates. That was actually an amazing win for the Brewers. I'm just going to say that one right there. So I was quite happy to see that.
Both. Great win for Milwaukee. Pittsburgh it seems like another year of the same old shit, right?
Just another day. Speaking of the Milwaukee Brewers, and the guy who tied it up in the top of the ninth was Ryan Braun. I think this is more of a Bellman point than mine. But I know you specifically love when teams get going late, carry that momentum into the next day. Ryan Braun with his first hit of the season last night, monster 2-run double down the left field line in order to bring in the runners from second and third and tie that game up at 5-5. He should be firmly supplanted into the middle of that lineup tonight with a left-handed pitcher on the mound. Derek Holland coming off an atrocious season. We know for a long time Ryan Braun has mashed left-handed pitching. And while Braun isn't the same guy who won the MVPs, however many years back that was, he's still a solid hitter, especially against lefties. Priced at only 4K. As far as the Brewers go overall, I know you love the fact that they pulled off a big win last night. The price tag is fair. This should be a good jumping off point for them against a Derek Holland guy that when he's not having his best stuff can get absolutely tattooed.
Yeah, I like Braun a lot here. I'm not sure how I feel about like a whole Milwaukee stack. It's definitely in play. Holland is another one of these guys that, like you mentioned, when he's off, he can get lit up. But there's a reason he's still in the majors. It's because he's not off all the time. That being said, man, I love Braun here. I don't know if you watched that at bat last night that he had in the ninth inning, but it seemed like he got squeezed a little bit too on the strike 2 call. He was not happy about it. And then laced that ball, which I don't think was a bad pitch on a 1-2 count, I believe. Massive hit for him, massive hit for the Brewers. I love the momentum they have coming into today. I'd be surprised if they don't win today. So I like pieces from the Milwaukee pitching staff we just talked about, the Milwaukee offense, Ryan Braun.
You know what is fun about this season? Games matter. I mean, they matter so much more that each game equals like 2.8 games or whatever the I didn't do it. I think I just heard somebody talk about it. It's like 2.8 or whatever the calculation is. So like when you win a game like that, it's important. Or even for like teams who start like Cincinnati's 1-3 and Milwaukee was in the danger of going 1-3 yesterday. And you got the Cubs looking at 3-1. Yeah, you can overcome that. You have plenty of time. But you only got 56 games to do it, not 100 and, whatever it would be, 158. That's a big difference.
A massive difference. And it does make it very exciting. I also, while I'm a traditionalist and, I'm oftentimes not really wanting to change stuff, the new extra inning rule makes it a lot more exciting and also speeds everything up. Watching these games go to the 17th, 18th inning is just torturous sometimes. So I'm actually really liking that so far.
That is the one thing about Major League Baseball extra innings, unless it's a playoff game. Like if the Brewers are playing a game and let's say whatever, it goes to the 10th inning, I oftentimes will turn it off because I think it's bedtime because I don't know if it's going to be 15 minutes or if it's going to be 3 hours. And, with basketball, if it's going for another hour because they're going to 4 overtimes, I could never turn that off. Same thing goes with football, but in baseball, you're like, I don't know how long this is going to be. Click, I'm done.
You're like, it could end in a half hour, it could end in 4 hours. You have no idea, and you don't necessarily have the time to not waste, but to essentially waste on that. So I'm with you 100% there.
Got to get my beauty sleep every once in a while. I'm pretty desperate for that.
You know it.
All right, so you wanted to talk about, I looked at both of these guys. Long track record of these Cardinals against Homer Bailey. Why don't you tell everybody what you're looking at?
I rarely bring up two guys from the same offense. It's just not something I like to do. Today, it just makes too much sense for me. These are both cash game plays, also tournament plays. I like St. Louis quite a bit against Homer Bailey today, who did not look good in his last exhibition outing against the Cubs. The Cardinals have absolutely tattooed him, a ton of experience off of him. He's been in the NL Central, seems like 5 different times, one of which was for the Cardinals, I think. So this guy's been around. He's starting with Molina. He's 20 of 50, hitting 400 off Homer Bailey, and that is a good sample size. 50 at-bats where he's got 20 hits. We'll take that. We're not only playing him because of that, but I like St. Louis here. He's good. He fits the stack. He's under 4K. Rock and roll.
Well, when Homer Bailey is off, he gets just crushed. So it's one of those things that, yeah, you look at the sample size and the experience against him, but I know you were big on the fact that Bailey looked terrible his last time out. And why not take a look at a Cardinals team that knows him well? If he doesn't have his A stuff going, they regularly just get after him.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next up. So I'm going to take a look at the Kansas City Royals, arguably their best player in Whit Merrifield, who is just too inexpensive for what he offers today. At only $3,800. Guy's got dual eligibility at second base in the outfield. And I'll admit it, Royals are on my good side after last night. We talked about stacking them all day long. They absolutely went off. Something that you had brought up early in the day. Maybe they were just happy not to have to face Bieber, Clevenger, and Carrasco. Either way, I think they put up 14 runs last night. Very, very good day. Whit Merrifield, big part of it. He's 6 of 15 on the season, 3 extra base hits and a stolen base. You know this guy's good. Again, love the dual eligibility, love the price tag. And while he's not a power hitter, he is very capable of hitting home runs. He steals a lot of bases, so he can do the things DK rewards. Again, the Detroit pitching staff, there really isn't anybody on there that's going to scare you. And I know you kind of like the kid that they're going to give a little run to tonight. You have to imagine, though, they're going to be into that bullpen for at least the second half of the game. I know you love picking on bullpens, and Detroit's bullpen is not great.
Yeah, it's just, I have interest in that Garcia guy because he's 4K and Kansas City isn't good. However, the optimal play is the Kansas City offense here, especially in cash games. Hard not to go right back to Merrifield at this price point. Really good last night. He's looked really good all season. When he faced Shane Bieber on opening day, Bieber obviously was awesome. Bieber probably threw 25 pitches to Merrifield in his first 2 at-bats. Merrifield got a hit by the pitch in his first at-bat after like over 10 pitches, and then either walked or got a hit or something in his second at-bat after over 10 pitches. So when you're having at-bats like that against a guy like Bieber who is mowing everyone else down, you're seeing the ball well. He just makes all the sense in the world, especially at this price tag.
Yeah, it almost seems like a misprice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the second half of your Cardinals guy is Matt Carpenter.
So even better numbers than Yadier Molina. I feel like I'm more of a Carpenter fan than you are, even though I'm not a huge Carpenter fan. He's nothing.
You feel that way because it's true.
I'm not a huge Carpenter fan. I don't think he's great. I think he's solid, though, especially in a matchup like this. Clearly, he sees the ball well off Homer Bailey, considering he's 21 of 46, close to a 500 batting average off Bailey. He's only 3,400. I don't know if we need the salary relief today, but just like yesterday, you can always use cheap guys that are good. I assume we'll be at the top of the lineup today. Kind of just wanted to share and spread my love for the St. Louis stack day, at least early. It's only 12:30 Eastern. But as of this morning, I like St. Louis a lot. Carpenter fits that bill to a T.
One point that I had mentioned under Yadier Molina, I don't think we even discussed, is the Twins' offense is as good as they come in baseball, with the exception of maybe the Dodgers or Yankees, or maybe it is just as good as they are. You got to bring your sticks when you're playing against them. And the Twins' pitching staff, however, maybe I could be nice and call it average, but I don't even think it's average.
The Twins' pitching staff, I think it's average.
Okay, we'll be nice and call it average. Their bullpen, though, part of that is average at best. So you got to bring the sticks against Minnesota because they're going to put up runs.
Got to bring the sticks against Minnesota. Good call.
Is Minnesota's offense, is it as good? I mean, I know it doesn't have the names as the Yankees and the Dodgers, but they could be just as good. I mean, they're deeper.
One guy, too, that I know that we've had our disagreements on in the past.
Cruz is good.
He is freaking still really good. I mean, it almost seems like he's gotten better. Like, he has really fit this Minnesota team. He adds – he's one of the best power hitters in the majors, clearly.
Yeah, he's a very good hitter, and you're right. I like what he's added to Minnesota. And then you throw in Josh Donaldson as well. Like, you got guys like Polanco, Kepler, Rosario that just continue to fly under the radar. It's a good team, and they can really put up runs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, that's what we got for today. Don't forget to head on over to the website and sign up for a membership. We are back. We got double sports coming for lifetime annual and monthly members. It's all available on the website. Thumbs up is appreciated, and we'll see you guys a little later to talk over Overlay.
Thanks, guys.